I'm glad you just said that, not to cut you off, because we just had an episode where as though, you know, and a lot of people, they look at that inside world, well, not even look at it, but they don't understand it, especially people that never been there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling my brother, wrap up 4 or 5 knives, and I'm not putting them in my ass, but I'm cheeking them. My suitcase, I'm taking it across the yard. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, for you to get up here and confirm that, like this, I'm not saying I'm gay. I'm putting something.
No, they got nothing to do it. Nah, see, we living in this super pause
tight world
where everything is gay. Everything is a gay connotation. This ain't got nothing to do with it. This got everything to do with straight up survival, beyond the scope that you can understand. I got to do what I got to do to get where I need to get, so I can be weaponized when I get there
to protect yourself,
to protect myself. So, you know, I was fully always weaponized. Everywhere I went, I had to do what I had to do to, when I got to the jail, I had to be ready. And I remember I was telling somebody this story the other day, and y'all could look this up. We pulled up to Elmira, and these old prisons, you know, they look like old castles. They look very, very intimidating. And I'm just like, I'm 18 years old, bro. And it's a big statue of 2 naked white men. One standing up and one like leaning down. Like, what I'm saying, where am I at? These dudes got their balls and dick out. Why am I here? What? I'm shackled. Like, this cannot be life. What kind of message are you sending me? I'm going in there? It's very, 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 I don't care, the toughest nigga, I don't care, like, whoever you are, like, it's very intimidating. And especially to be that young. I'm 18 years old, and I'm seeing them looking at this fucking statue. What type of gay shit?
What is you signifying?
What is this? Why that of anything? Why not 2 women? Right? 2 men, right? And I go in there, and it's just like, I just know in my mind, I'm just like, man, I'm not going. I'm not going. Like, I just already had it worked in my mind, and I'm just, you know, I'm just not going. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, you know. But it wasn't the way dude was making it seem to be.
But it was intimidating initially, because it was intimidating to you, like, then, because you don't know what to expect. You
don't, right? The fear of the unknown, right? And all you got to go off is stories and folklore, and but the way it looked alone is scary. These prisons are built in the 1800s, right? They big catwalks, gallery of tears. Oh my God, the tears that go way up, the noise, the clink, the metal, the smell,
the smell. I'll never forget that smell in my life. I can smell it right now.
The smell. You close your eyes, and you could remember the smell. So the thing is like, being that young, you know, it's definitely a very, very, very scary thing. But, you know, once you get in there and you see that it's not as, you know, it's not everything that they made it out to be, right? It's definitely super ultra violent, but you know what kind of guy you are, right? And I'm not letting nobody take nothing from me, bro. I ain't letting nobody do nothing to me. Like, I'm just not gonna let nobody do nothing to me. Like, that's just not happening, you know. And you know, when I got in there, and I just got with the program as far as what I needed to do.
Now let's go back to the smell, because I hear this a lot, and I heard somebody else say, if you could describe the smell, what combination would it be?
I don't know. It's like stale. It's metal. It's this smell, and it's whatever they use to clean.
I was about to say, it's like
whatever they use.
And they only use that in jail.
Yeah, like you're never right. Yeah, right. You don't. Whatever they use to clean.
That's something they just take to prison.
It just has these corridors, bro. It's that smell. It's just hard to really describe, you know.
You smell it upon R&D when you come in, like the guards smell, and it's not stink.
Yeah,
but it's not pleasant either.
Right, it's not pleasant. It's
just that smell. Like,
it's just that smell. Yeah,
everybody, the clothes.
Yeah, it's just a smell. Like, prison has a very, very particular smell. It's distinct, yeah.
And what was your getting upstate? What was your welcome to prison moment? Like the first thing that happened that said, "Oh, I'm in a crazy situation."
Yeah. Well, I didn't feel like I was just like how many people knew me. You know, I was always a young, popular, guy growing up. You know, in my neighborhood, I was young and I was popular. You know, I was popular in jail. So now when I get there, I'm just like, yo, man, I'm like, oh shit, you take some of the edge off. You like, okay, people know you. Yo, where you at? You need something? You see the homies and you spend in the yard. And I had ran into a legend in my hood. May rest in peace. And he seen me, said, "Man, what you doing, man? Oh man, what you doing?" And I had a lot of respect for him. His name is T-Rock. He kind of like told me straight up, like, don't, you know what it is. You from NA Rock. Be who you is, right? Don't play with these niggas in here, like, be on that. And I understood that, man. And him, my guy Squirrel, they was the older guys that kind of like, gave me some pointers, how to move. I already had the young wild, shit with me, but sometimes you need somebody to give you a little bit of direction,
Yeah, because prison, is like, it's a world outside. I'll say it's a different kind of world inside there. Different rules. He always speaks about respect. You learn the ultimate respect in prison. Was that something that you learned in there as well?
Yeah. Respect is everything. And the thing about prison is that you learn how to respect people because you know how easy it is for things to go left, right? So you want to have respect for the next man because you want the next man to have respect for you. So you learn how to adapt, right? So it's like, out of respect, I'm not going to be up playing my music at 2 a.m. when I know my neighbors and all that. Got to get up and go work at the the industry or whatever, right? Out of respect, right? I'm not going to be like yelling on the gate when everybody's trying to sleep. Out of respect, right? You learn how to pardon me. You learn how to be a gentleman about what you do, right? I like to be a gentleman about everything. Even if we got to get all the way over there, we gonna be gentlemen about it, right? And I think that teaches you that because you can't say you want respect or you command it without giving it. It don't work like that.
Another thing, when you went in, did you have a significant other out here on the streets with you when you went in?
Yeah, I had a lot of girls coming to see me.
Okay, but you never had just that one that you like,
Well, I had I had a couple different eras with the girls. We was young, so these was young girls, 16, 17, but I was popular, so I was always getting a lot of visits, stuff like that. A lot of girls coming to see me. A lot of the homies,
But was it that one, man? This is what we try to get.
I felt like
it was you in there. Was it that one?
I felt like everyone was that one once they started giving me a little time. Like, I love this girl. I love her.
But I'm gonna go a little bit more intricate. I'm talking about that one that ran off.
Yes, hell yeah.
That made you be like, well, I don't know you. I know me. I cried.
Fucking right, we cried. I cried every time they ran off. Like, damn. Why? Look, and then you in the box, and you looking when they coming through that mail when you in the box, and you hope they gonna come, and they walk right by your side.
Oh my God! That drive by, all you did was drive by.
Yeah, all you did was drive by. That drive by. Damn week you been talking about that drive by. And they ain't did nothing but drive by, right? So, and then they coming through with that car, and it get to your neighbor,
and stop for him.
Stop. You hear them slices of mail.
I ain't getting nothing.
And then they go right past you. Oh my God. You in there like this.
Bad. Now in your older years, Maino, is it wrong for a woman that walked off on a nigga in jail?
Nah, no. I see.
Because I used to think it was wrong, but I got a different perspective.
But see, that's the thing though. It's like prison is like you asking somebody to put their whole life on hold for you. You actually ultimately asking them to be in prison almost with you. Right? So, excuse me. Once you get out in the world and you become a responsible adult. So I went to jail when I wasn't a responsible adult. I was not an adult. I didn't have business going on. I didn't have kids. I didn't have, right? So once you understand what it is to be a responsible adult, you get the angle of the perspective of the woman that is trying to do time with the guy. And it's just like, man, this is just a lot. This is a lot. So I tip my hat. I got friends whose wives have done 20 plus years with them.
Wow.
And stood tall. Stood tall. Like, did that time with them.
Oh, but let me ask you though, but what's doing that? Because you know a lot of people got different perspectives of doing time. I know I do.
Yeah.
Did they do their time? I'm talking about 10 toes down. Her not giving that pussy up.
Right.
Her not going out dealing with. But
right.
then I say that to say, me have learning how to do time, long as it's respectful.
Right.
It ain't in my face.
See, me and you the same when it comes to that.
And I'm not asking either.
Right. I don't want to know. Let's not even have a conversation.
I had to do 10, 12, 15 years to come to this. I wasn't at first, I'm listening to the background. Yo, who was that? That's the TV. What you mean that's the TV?
That's going to run our way.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, that's going to run our way.
You got to go through the bumps.
You got to go through the bumps. So one of my brothers, his wife did every bit of that time with him. He did 21 years and she's never done nothing wrong. But, you know, to make things easier for them, they was getting trailer visits.
Exactly.
So it was no reason for her to have done nothing outside of it.
New York State still get that?
Yeah.
To this day?
Yeah, I never got it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any fucking I did was illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up. Like when I had girls come see me and I was like, you know, wear a dress. You know, and be in the visiting room and you know what I'm saying? Like getting my shit off, right? So like that's the most I ever, you know, got to doing something in prison as far as like having girls come see me and fucking on a visit a little bit. Yeah.